listening to SIBN Radio, powered by Salet USA TV. Tune in 24/7 at www.415-96radio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Salet USA TV and on Facebook at www.facebook.com Salet USA TV.
Amazing. Well, welcome to another edition of SIBN Atlanta. My name is Marcus Salat, and assuredly, as we approach the microphone on today, we celebrate the Oscars. Steve McQueen wins Best Picture, and of course, our young lady from Africa, we're going to talk about her later on. She wins Best Supporting Actress, and there's a lot to talk about. The President's Initiative, trouble over in Ukraine, and so much more. This is SIBN Atlanta. Your lifestyle improvement station.
Hi, Jamaica Chapel, College Park, Georgia, in the house. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Hi, this is Ted Bones calling from Richmond, Virginia, and you're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up now.
Hi, this is VJ Washington calling from Atlanta, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. So turn it up.
Hi, my name is Sonia Claiborne from East St. Louis, Illinois, by way of Columbusville, Missouri. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Turn it up.
What's good? It's your boy Joe coming from Snellville, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station, changing the way we live. SIBN FM, powered by Salet USA TV.
Lass mich doch in Ruhe, ich will nichts mehr hören von dir, nichts mehr sehen von dir, ja mein Albtraum, der bist du. Ich will einfach weg von dir, bin so entsetzt von dir, ja, lass mich doch in Ruhe. Ich will nichts mehr hören von dir, nichts mehr sehen von dir, ja, mein Albtraum, der bist du. Ich will einfach weg von dir, bin so gekränkt von dir, ja. Ja, ich weiß, mit mir ist es nicht leicht, bin ständig unterwegs und habe wenig Zeit. Ja, ich weiß, es ist Zeit, weil es einfach reicht. Ich ziehe einen Schlussstrich und sage goodbye, my girl. Du brauchst mir deine Liebe nicht zu schwören. Will keines, tut mir leid, keine Entschuldigungen hören. Nein, ich will keine Pause.
Welcome to SIBN Atlanta. The word of the day, protagonist, P-R-O-T-A-G-O-N-I-S-T. The main figure or one of the most prominent figures in a real situation. The leading character or a major character in a drama, movie, novel, or fictional text. Protagonist. The unnamed protagonist was the hit of the film. That's your word of the day. This is SIBN Atlanta.
Ich weiß, wer du bist, ich weiß, wie du denkst. Es wird sich nie was ändern, auch wenn du es verdrängst. Bei dir geht es nur ums Geld, schöne Schmuck und echten Bells. Das ist das, was dir gefällt und auch wirklich zählt. No, wieso musst du reich und schön sein? Sag mir, wieso kann man nur so blöd sein? No, wieso ist das doch dein Problem? Hey, sag mir, wieso kannst du das nicht sehen? Lass mich doch in Ruhe, ich will nichts mehr hören von dir, nichts mehr sehen von dir, ja, mein Albtraum, der...
Well, Well, thank you so much for joining us right here on SIBN Atlanta. And now, let's get to the weather with Marcus Salette at the news desk. Thank you so much for joining us for SIBN Atlanta. Atlanta's weather is 53 degrees right now in the city. That's the high, I should say. 53 degrees is the high. 31 degrees is the low. The winds are blowing west-northwest at 16 miles an hour. And we have the possibility of rain. 70% chance. Tuesday, it looks a little bit better. Mostly cloudy. 51% is the high. 51 degrees is the high. 31 is the low, with the winds blowing east-northwest, east-northeast, I should say, at 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain is 0. Then on Wednesday, bump it up a little bit. 60 degrees is your high. 42 is your low, with a chance of rain, 10%. Winds blowing at 7 miles per hour, east-northeast. How are you doing today? We trust everyone is doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed yourself. The weather was good in some parts of the country. And in other parts of the country, they're talking about the Titan that's going to bring snow and ice to the eastern seaboard or to the states to the east. And so I hope that you are prepared. Winter seems to be giving us a run for the money, but it's all good. That's why it's called winter. This is SIBN Atlanta.
Online with the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. That's right, SIBN or Select USA TV will produce your video on the spot. Picture business videos, on location streaming videos, or on location production videos. Dial 678-830-3118 or call the office at 404-910-5019 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now is the time to have your business online with SIBN. The Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network now offers picture videos, on-location streaming videos, and on-location production videos for your event calls, brand, or mission. Call today, 678-830-3118 or 404-910-5019.
We are experiencing a heck of a time as we celebrate Steve McQueen and crew. They have won Best Picture at the Oscars. And this is shocking and amazing news. Steve McQueen dedicated his 12 Years a Slave Best Pick to the victims of modern-day slavery. The powerful drama 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture at the 2014 Academy Awards, and during Steve McQueen's acceptance speech, he dedicated this award to tens of millions of people still in slavery on today. Very well spoken, by the way. Everyone deserves not to just survive, but to live. Excuse me. And this is the most important legacy of Solomon Northup. I dedicate this award, Steve McQueen said, to all the people who have endured slavery and the 21 million people who still suffer slavery today. Some estimates put the number at 30 million. McQueen is a patron of Anti-Slavery International, and he met with the U.S. Ambassador to the United States, Samantha Power, to discuss the fight against modern-day slavery. McQueen also made the point of 21 million modern-day slaves during an acceptance speech for the Oscars. And I'm telling you, this is buzzing all over the place. So we're going to talk about Solomon Northup a little bit later on, and the anchor or the backdrop for this film, 12 Years a Slave. Some are wondering why didn't it win Best Director? Best Picture, kind of means, Best Director. But you know who won so many Oscars. It was just ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But also, we're going to talk about who won Best Supporting Actress as well. So stay tuned. This is SIBN Atlanta. My name is Marcus Salette. Don't forget now to follow us right there on Twitter at Salette USA TV and on Facebook at Salette USA TV, www.facebook.com Salette USA TV, or our fan page for the show, facebook.com/SIBN Atlanta. And then also connect with us when you register right there on our connect with us as you register right there for our media registry at www.WeSupportSaletteUSATV.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget now the phone number. Weigh in on the thoughts of today's show, 347-539-5586, 347-539-5586. This is SIBN Atlanta. We'll be right back after this.
Viertel vor 6, auf den Schlaf folgt die Realität und wieder mal aufstehen, weil das Leben sich nicht von alleine zahlt, manchmal hat man keine Wahl, nee, ein Traum voll Happiness, doch der Tag bringt mir diese Art von Stress, die mich bedient, bis ich vergess, was alles Geiles auf der Welt ohne mich steigt. Ich steh nur dabei, ich geb nicht auf, denn ich will keinen Job, der mir die Seele raubt. Nein, ich will nur tun, was mich ausfüllt, ja, nein, ich geb nicht auf, denn ich will keinen Job, der mir die Seele raubt. Ich will nur tun, was mich ausfüllt, ja. Ich scheiß auf meinen Chef, auf den Status in der Hierarchie, denn buckeln wollte ich nie. Aber man gewöhnt sich schnell an schnelle Geld, lästig doch existenziell. Ja, wo blieb mein Ideal? Es wird so sein, ich habe es irgendwann verloren, draußen vor den Firmentoren. Denn das störte meine Assimilation und jetzt haben sie fast gewonnen. Nein, ich geb nicht auf, denn ich will keinen Job, der mir die Seele raubt.
You're listening to SIBN Radio, powered by Salette USA TV. Tune in 24/7 at www.415-96radio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Salette USA TV and on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Salette USA TV. You're listening to SIBN Radio, powered by Salette USA TV. Tune in 24/7 at www.415-96radio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Salette USA TV and on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Salette USA TV.
Oh Lord, you've been so good, I know I can't complain. Oh, when time seems so rough, my Jesus, you always make a way. I couldn't know, open this world, my hope is in you. When things around me fail, my God, you always come through. You make me wanna clap my hands, you make me wanna sing a song, you make me wanna do a dance, cause I know you're in control. You make me wanna
The recap for the red carpet. We have Best Supporting Actress Lupita Nyong'o. She earned her way in this one, and we'll talk about that on the backside. This is SIBN Atlanta.
Jesus is still the same. What he did for Moses, he did for Joshua, and for you I do the same. He makes me wanna clap my hands, he makes me wanna sing a song, he makes me wanna do a dance, cause I know he's in control. He makes me wanna clap my hands, he
makes me wanna sing a song. He makes me wanna do a dance, 'cause I know he's in control.
Though it's hard sometimes, I trust you. Please kill my flesh so I can have more faith in you. When I cannot feel you, let me know that you are walking with me. I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna live without you.
You make me wanna clap my hands. You make me wanna sing a song. You make me wanna do a dance, 'cause I know you're in control. You make me wanna clap my hands. You make me wanna sing a song. You make me wanna do a dance, 'cause I know you're in control. Clap your hands, 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 'cause I know he's in control. Clap your hands, 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 'cause I know he's in control. Jesus, 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 you're in control. Jesus, 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 you're in control.
Clap your hands, 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 'cause you know he's in control. Clap your hands.
Clap your hands because you know he's in control. Lupita Nyong'o wins the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress on yesterday on Oscar night. For those that are listening on demand, yes, she won this role. The British actor was absolutely excited, just beyond words. In tradition that we've come to love her, Nyong'o's delivered another emotional speech that left British actor Benedict Cumberbatch in tears. I'm sorry, she's African. I said that she was British. But it's a celebration, and she looked absolutely stunning. She had just celebrated her 31st birthday by taking home this the Independent Spirit Award previously to the Oscars. She had won the same category at the Screen Actors Guild Awards and Critics' Choice Awards earlier in the year. But this right here was just, it topped it all off for her. And so we're celebrating her and so much more. It just was a fun night for 12 Years a Slave and so many others. It was unbelievable. And so we're feeling it all the way here in A-Town because you know now that Atlanta is a movie hub, a film hub, if you will. It is very, very soothing to have her on board with this Oscar. And she's received, numerous awards for her acting skills, and her beauty is second to none. She was, as I said earlier, absolutely stunning. And I'm looking forward to getting some reports about what she's going to do next. I was watching a documentary that explained that about between 25 to 40%, financially speaking, for those who win this level of an award, their career income goes up between 25 and 40%. And for some, in the good old network, if you know what I mean, it's even higher because it's who you know. And, of course, the faces that are familiar in film. But this young lady, Lupita Nyong'o, I believe I'm pronouncing her name right, absolutely stunning. All right, so let's get to this day in history. This day in history. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. This day in history, a lot of things happened this day in history. Let's go over. Did you know that in 1887, Anne Sullivan begins teaching a 6-year-old Helen Keller, who lost her sight and hearing after a severe illness at the age of 19 months. And under her tutelage, including her pioneering touch teaching techniques, the previously uncontrollable Keller flourished, eventually graduating from college and becoming an international lecturer and activist. Sullivan, later dubbed the Miracle Worker, remained Keller's interpreter and constant companion until the older woman's death in 19 36. Sullivan was born in Massachusetts in 1866, and her first-hand experience with being handicapped as a child infected her own vision. She then attended Perkins Institution for the Blind, where she learned the manual alphabet in order to communicate with a classmate who was deaf and blind. Eventually, Sullivan had several operations that improved her sight, her weakened eyesight. Helen Keller was born June 27, 1880, to Arthur Keller, a former Confederate Army officer and newspaper publisher, and his wife, of course, Kate, born in Tuscambia, Alabama. And we celebrate Helen Keller and her family. She's left her mark on the world. Other things that happened this day in history. Let's see here. The Star Spangled Banner became official in 1931. The first police brutality case caught on video happened in 1991. Y'all know who that was. And of course, let's see here. United States, the first indoor game of ice hockey in 1875. Wow. So that's a little bit of this day in history. And how are you feeling today? Weigh in 347. By all means, 347. 539-5586. We're looking for some interns as well. So if you would like to intern with SIBN Television and Radio, by all means, let us know. Email us your interest, global coverage at selectusatv.info. And by all means, connect with us on Twitter at SelectUSATV, Instagram, Facebook at SelectUSATV. You're listening to the sounds of SIBN Atlanta. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Have you ever heard about a man named Job? He did no sins, but he lost all he owned. Job believed in Jesus Christ. The first thing he did was bow and worship on the floor. Oh yeah, Jesus first, everything come after. No money, no car, it's Jesus I'm after. Jesus first, everything come after. I'm nothing if I don't have
on Twitter at SelectUSATV and on Facebook at SelectUSATV, and join the conversation anywhere SIBN Television and Radio is found. This is SIBN Radio.
May look shaky now, but the world is my lamp. I choose right and not wrong. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Oh no, the Lord, and they'll never let go. Turn up the fire just a little bit more. Fourth person in the corner was the Holy Ghost. Yeah, Jesus first, everything come after. No money, no car, Jesus I'm after. Jesus first, everything come after. I'm nothing if I don't have you. Oh, Jesus first, everything.
Material wealth. The measure of a man or woman is from the inside out and not from the outside in. Don't trick yourself. You will wreck yourself trying to impress others and trying to keep up with the Smiths and the Joneses. It's about time that you start looking at the finish line. And at DCC, we offer the hardest core motivation, daily inspiration for your spiritual foundation that you can find. Why? Because our philosophy is simple. We are the common denominator in every situation.
Get to the game, powered by American Family Insurance. Trey Matthews, one of the top safeties in his class, defined his playing style early on.
I started playing football when I was around 9.
They were doing head-on tackling drills. He was getting ready to hit a guy, and they was like, no, we're not going to let him go against him because he played last year. I was like, no, let him hit it.
Trey didn't know, well, what am I supposed to do? He's much bigger than I am. My husband said, just go at him and go full speed. And he just did it like he had been doing it since he was, younger than 8 or 9.
He's never missed a practice, been late for one. He's a dedicated football player, 12 months out of the year.
Trey's family is very close, and it's helped keep Trey on the path to his dreams.
The closeness of our family is phenomenal.
When I step out of line, my mom is the first one on me.
I know I push him a whole lot more than what some of the other boys' parents do, but that, of course, will help him in the end.
Trey's dream is to be a professional football player. We work out together almost every night.
My dad taught me my work ethic. He taught me everything I know.
People talk about a plan B. We don't have a plan B. You put all that you have into your plan A. And if your plan A fails, then we'll work on another plan A.
The NFL is a big dream, and Trey has a plan and the support to protect it.
The best way to protect my dream is to stay focused, keep my body healthy, and to hit the books hard.
When Trey starts talking about what he wants to pursue, I just get behind him 100%. We have a motto that we live by that's put God first, go hard, and have fun. That's in life, in the classroom, and everything that you do.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike about your life, family, your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on a bike, to open up my own shop. So what happens when you complete a dream? Well, you just start thinking of the next.
Thank you for joining us right here at SIBN Atlanta. My name is Marcus Lett, and of course, by all means, weigh in 347-539-5586. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Select USA TV or Facebook.com/SIBN Atlanta. And also, you can visit us at www.sibnatlanta.com and register for our media services and training and all that and much more. www.we-support-SelectUSATV.com. Hey, President Obama has, as many of you have heard, released a new initiative, and I'm telling you, it's something big. It's called My Brother's Keeper. This initiative is designed to help young men of color. The president has said ensuring that young men of color can reach their full potential is the only way America can reach its full potential. And so he has announced that the philanthropies and corporate leaders have pledged to invest $200 million over the next 5 years on top of $150 million that they have already invested to figure out which programs are the most successful in helping young men of color and replicate them in communities across the country. He also signed a presidential memorandum directing the federal government to determine the best methods to improve the odds for young men of color. And so the president made it clear, however, that the government can't fix this problem by itself, but helping our young men of color has to be a group effort, a national effort, if you will. In this effort, he says, government cannot play the only or even the primary role. We can help give every child access to quality preschool and help them start learning from an early age, but we can't replace the power of a parent who's reading to that child. We can reform our criminal justice system to ensure that it is not infected with bias, but nothing keeps a young man out of trouble like a father who takes an active role in his son's life. I mean, my heart is tugged right there. The president goes on to say, in other words, broadening the horizons for our young men and giving them the tools they need to succeed will require a sustained effort from all of us. Parents will have to parent and turn off the television and help with homework. Teachers will need to do their part to make sure our kids don't fall behind, and that we're setting high expectations for children and not giving up on them and not giving up on them and not giving up on them. Business leaders will need to create more mentorships and apprenticeships to show more young people that careers are out there. Tech leaders will need to open young boys' eyes to fields like computer science and engineering. Faith leaders would need to help our young men to develop the values and ethical framework that is the foundation for a good, productive life. And so we see here that these initiatives that the president is proposing are significant. He says we all have a job to do and we can do it together, black, white, urban and rural, Democrat and Republican. And so the name of the program, the initiative, is My Brother's Keeper. I got a phone call from one of the hosts of our show, one of the shows on our network, the Keenan Lake Show. And when I come back from the break, I want to talk a little bit about those of you who are in nonprofits, who have 501c3s, how you could possibly be a part of this My Brother's Keeper. because this is, I want to say, roughly $200+ million that will be allocated over the next 5 years. And so you're going to want to know how to tap into this initiative and how to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. We'll talk more about it when we come back. This is SIBN Atlanta.
Responsible, accountable. Who taught you that? My daddy taught me that. That's right, the new book, all the way from Asheville, North Carolina, representing the legacy of Benny Lake, is Keenan Lake, the author of My Daddy Taught Me That, the book and the program for young men in Asheville, North Carolina, and throughout the region. Tune in to the program, the project, and the book at mydaddytaughtmethat.com. For more information, email lake@mydaddytaughtmethat.com or call 828-582-2261. That's 828-582-2261. mydaddytaughtmethat.com.
Baby, I see you, boo. Fresh coat of paint and that candy apple cream. Feet on 23s when you're stepping on the scene. And I love it, I love the way you do it, babe. You know I want you in the worst way. You got your top let back, slow motion riding by. You're gonna catch my eye, cause you're looking so fly. I love it, I love the way you do it, babe. You know I want you in the worst way. This is by the old school. Watch every previous imbalance. Excess violence should stop us. You know we're looking so hot, so hot. Can I get with you, me and my girl? Take baby, just in your old school. Watch every previous imbalance. Excess violence should stop us. You know we're looking so hot. Can I get with you, me and my girl? In your cotton candy, blue Chevy Malibu, brains blowed out, so my legs off the roof, and I love it. I love the way you do it, babe. You know I want you in the worst way. You coming straight out the wash, fresh wax, clean buff, and when you get out, I see the doors go up, and I love it. I love the way you do it, babe. You know I want you in the worst way. This is what I'm Freaks and violence, excess violence should stop us. You know we're looking so hot. Can I get with you, me and my girl? Take a picture in your old school. Watch it, freaks and violence, excess
listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station.
Hi, Jamaica Chapel, College Park, Georgia, in the house. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Hi, this is Ted Bones calling from Richmond, Virginia, and you're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up now.
Hi, this is VJ Washington calling from Atlanta, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. So turn it up.
Hi, my name is Sonia Claiborne from East St. Louis, Illinois, by way of Carruthersville, Missouri. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Turn it up.
What's good? It's your boy Joe coming from Snellville, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station, changing the way we live. SIBN FM, powered by Select USA TV. Yeah, our children are in trouble. Black boys everywhere are at risk. What are we going to do about it? This is SIBN Atlanta, and we find our young boys in the hot seat in this day in culture. In a time when we should be celebrating how far we've come, we are sliding backwards. And I don't have the time to really go into it all, but suffice it is to say that the initiative, My Brother's Keeper, initiated by the President of the United States and also partnered by philanthropists and corporate leaders around America, suggests that we need to turn up in our communities. We need to really, really turn up because, you know, to be frank, we're facing an epidemic of seismic proportions. We are facing hostility toward black boys in general. And I'm going to give you a number of reasons why. One, because the perception, I got a chance to talk to Bobby Peoples this past weekend for a short film that he directed called Perceptions. And it was very, very interesting to note that the young lady in the film, who is a friend of mine's daughter, Doug Level's daughter, she had prejudged this homeless man in her pathway to look for work. And just like the homeless has a stigma to it, we don't know how they got that way. We assume that they got that way because of their own behavior. We assume that they weren't responsible. Well, just like the homeless have a stigma, black boys have a stigma, and we're not doing well to help build or change that stigma. For instance, the music that black boys listen to, particularly hip-hop music, while it may be offensive or enjoyable to whichever extreme you want to play it, it does not help the stigma, though the music to some degree is innocent. You know, you can turn it on or you can turn it off. But it seems as though that the producers of the music are not aware that the stigma on particularly black boys under 17, under 18, is regenerating the hatred that we were dealing with in this country for a number of decades here. And I don't know what these producers and these writers are thinking, but you would think that they would have a more social conscious and a more sensitivity to the responsibility they have socially to their constituents, to their families, to their friends, to their hoods, if you will. But that's not the case. It's all about the almighty dollar. So that being said, as parents, we have the responsibility to call a timeout. You know, nothing wrong with Drake, nothing wrong with, all the different artists per se, nothing bad to say about any of them. But we as parents reserve the right to call a timeout because we know that what our boys need, we can't afford the leisure of mishap. Everything you're doing with a black boy got to be head on as a parent. If you ain't hit the nail on the head, you ain't hitting the nail at all. And you are subject to have an incomplete constructive project on your hands. And someone else will come along with the stop, for instance, stop and frisk. You know, they're the parent in New York City. They're the ones who come and say, well, we will monitor. Well, I don't, as a parent, as an African American, I don't want New York City with their stop and frisk program, for example, to parent my child. I will take a time out right there. I'll take a time out right there with the hip hop music and my child having headphones on where I don't know what the hell they're listening to. And I'll take a time out with my child walking up and down the street with their friends and I don't know where they are. I'll take a time out right there. And as a parent, I will say that I will be my son's keeper and I will be my daughter's keeper. And it's not popular. Parents are befriending their kids now. But this epidemic will not stop. This plethora of violence perpetrated toward young men with legal backing. This cannot stand. And as a parent, single parent or not, nothing will weigh as a good enough excuse to help us alleviate the dangers, racially or otherwise, that our young African American men are facing. Nothing can generate a good enough excuse. Well, I'm a single parent and I don't know what to do with my son. Find out what to do. Well, you know, our church don't have any program. Find a program. This is life or death for the best kids, let alone those who are highly at risk. And so I salute the president. But as he said in his remarks, and I echo those sentiments, that we are the common denominator in every situation. And we have got to step up, African American parents, African American teachers. Let me just talk about that just for a minute. The teacher and the educational structure in this country is almost a joke. My last son told me that, Dad, high school is like a jail. There are so many more rules to being on campus than there is things to learn. I would rather hear a greater conversation about how we have 1,000 objectives to learning than 1,000 rules. But obviously, all we are now in the educational system overall is a law enforcement agency. The educational system has become nothing but a law enforcement agency, because we have 1,000 laws for our campus, and we will spend more resources and more time, and we will be less merciful, and we will be more brutal if you break one of our laws. There is more conversation about kids in trouble. There's more hearings about kids in trouble. There's more disciplinary action about kids in trouble, because the school system has focused on enforcement of laws rather than the objectives of learning. And I am saying as a parent, and you should say as a parent, time out. I cannot afford another child to be labeled a statistic and not a human, labeled an offender and not a student. I just can't do it. When I come back from the break, I'm going to talk about nonprofits who perhaps want to tap into this money, $200 million plus, that will be allocated over 5 years with the president's initiative when I come back from the break. Whatever you do, stand by. This is SIBN Atlanta. SIBN Television and Radio Networks is proud to present the Select USA TV Mobile Tech Academy. That's right, the Select USA TV Mobile Tech Academy, bringing the understanding of technological platforms and integrations to you, to students, to corporations, small business projects, nonprofits, and beyond. For more information, dial 404-910-5019 or email us at globalcoverage@selectusatv.info. That's right, SIBN is committed to technological training of our youth, young adults, and organizations. Book your class today for the Select USA TV Mobile Tech Academy.
Responsible, accountable. Who taught you that? My daddy taught me that. That's right, the new book, all the way from Asheville, North Carolina, representing the legacy of Benny Lake, is Keenan Lake, the author of My Daddy Taught Me That, the book and the program for young men in Asheville, North Carolina, and throughout the region. Tune in to the program, the project, and the book at mydaddytaughtmethat.com. For more information, email lake@mydaddytaughtmethat.com or call 828-582-2261. That's 828-582-2261. mydaddytaughtmethat.com.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us right here, SIBN Atlanta. Listen, let's just say, for instance, you are a nonprofit, 501c3 certified, all of that, and you want to tap into this money. First, you need to be able to look for RFPs, requests for proposals. Now, we have yet to see particularly where this money will be funneled. For instance, juvenile justice is part of it can be a federal funding source for some of your programs there at your nonprofits. Then you also have United Way, which is one of the largest, if not the largest, negotiator of grant contracts with the federal government. And so you want to look for requests for proposals, RFPs. All right. And then once you do that, if everything is as it was maybe 15, 20 years ago, you're going to look for technical meeting dates. And in these technical meeting dates, they're going to explain to you how you can compete for portions of this money. All right. The technical meetings may be online now because, you know, the evolution of the internet and the digital world has afforded us more connections. But it also may be respectively in your state under the United Way or juvenile justice. And don't quote me, but I don't know for sure that it's going to be under those two governing bodies. But it is very possible, since United Way is usually in every state, almost in every city, every major city, and juvenile justice is it's in every state and in every city. So I would think that the grants may be administered through those two veins. We'll have more information as we move forward. Follow us on Twitter at SelectUSATV for more information. But you're going to look for RFPs. That's number one. You're going to look for the technical meetings. There's a name for the technical meetings. I forget it right now, but when I find out, I'll let you know. You're going to look for technical meetings, and you're going to want to send a representative, if not you yourself, to attend those technical meetings, because they're going to tell you how you can compete. Now, listen, there are a lot of people who, when they write a grant, they put a lot of language in their grant application that is not relative to receiving the grant. In other words, it's not relative to the competition of receiving the grant. So you're not going to want to do your own language. You're not going to want to do your own thing. You're going to want to table your passion for a minute and listen. In the technical meetings or in the technical meetings online, however they're going to do it, they're going to tell you exactly what they're looking for. And if you are listening, and if you are a person or organization of compliance, then you will be in the running, as they say on one television show, for America's Next Top Model. No, you will be in the running for funds from this My Brother's Keeper initiative. Now, if you're one of those people who are so gung-ho that you inject your own language or your own passion through your language in these RFP compliance applications, then you're not gonna receive anything. You know, I've already I'm going to make myself available now as a consultant. Any of those of you who are planning on applying for this money, if you are planning on applying for this money and you need consultation from Marcus Sillett, I want you to personally email me, marcussillett@gmail.com. I want you to personally email me if you are planning, if you want me as a consultant, and that's not for free. So if you want me as a consultant, very modestly priced, but you're going to need someone to help answer questions respectively. Now, that's part of my resume, working with youth in a number of situations. To name a few, community reentry programs. In the community reentry programs, you know, you have the aftercare. Once a child is released from juvenile justice, they usually go into an aftercare program. Some aftercare programs are residential. And so you're going to want to tap into perhaps or partner even with a community reentry type of program. And then, of course, you have your young adult, which is called adult community reentry. So you have youth community reentry and you have adult community reentry, because the adult part of it may mean that they just been paroled and put on probation or just got out of prison for even a minor charge, you know, a misdemeanor or a felony charge. And they are now looking to be on the pathway to securing their education, whether it's the GED or whether it's going back to school or to college. They're also going to be on the pathway to tie down a job. They may be on the pathway to learning how to budget their money, because many of you listening to my voice know that people that use drugs are poor managers of their finances. And so once they overcome the drug use, the next thing that they need, most people would think that they would get some help with their money management to ensure that they're meeting their responsibilities and don't fall into the temptation of purchasing drugs again and avoiding or abandoning all their responsibilities. So those are some things to think about. But as I said again, you're going to look for RFPs, requests for proposals, and you're going to make sure that you have a representative that you trust that can understand the social service language, if you will. And then you're going to want to table your passion and listen, because in order to compete for this money, your objectives and your measurability factors and your timeline and even your line item budget is going to be critical. For instance, you're not going to want to spend no more than 25%. It may be lower now, but you're not going to want to spend no more than 25% of your program budget on administration costs. If they see that in your line item budget that the majority of your fees or your monies are allocated to administration, you're not going to get access, or you won't be in the running, if you will. You won't be able to compete, because under the nonprofit status, only a small portion is used when it comes to grants, at least for administration. The second thing is you're going to want to make sure that you have support. For instance, one of the qualifiers for RFPs may be you have to match 50% of the grant. So if you're going for a grant for instance, for $50,000, they want you to be able to prove and show that you have $25,000 if it's half. Sometimes it's the whole thing. Sometimes it's a third. But they want you to be able to show you have $25,000 in kind, that someone is going to match up to $25,000 in support for what you're going to achieve. And so if you're looking for consultation, we could do it virtually or in person. If you're in the Atlanta region, by all means. But if you're beyond the Atlanta region, because this is a national initiative, by all means, send me a personal email, marcussillett SALETUSATV@gmail.com. My last name is spelled SALETTE. That's Marcus, Marcus, Salette@gmail.com. And say, Marcus, Coach, I'm going to need some assistance. I'm interested in applying or being in the competitive running for monies regarding my program, or I want to initiate a partnership with a present program because I bring X, Y, and Z skills to the table, and I believe that I can make a difference. And we are loaded with experience in working with young boys and young men in a variety of situations. I worked at the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center, so I understand the aspect of abuse. I worked there at the juvenile court aftercare division, worked at the juvenile court residential care division, where the children were committed to boot camp for a number of weeks before they went to aftercare. Worked the sex division, where the sex offending youth were committed to youth reentry after serving their 9 months or 12 months. Talking about kids under 18. They came to our aftercare program for guidance, for counseling, for monitoring, all of those types of things. So if you think that you're going to need help in any of these areas, even in program design, and perhaps you have a program and you would like for us to look at your program to see how you can strengthen your program so that you can be competitive regarding this initiative of My Brother's Keeper, then by all means let us know. Or you can call us at 1-888-544-1254. That number again is 1-888-544-1254. Come back to wrap things up. This is SIBN Atlanta. That's right. The Select USA TV Collabo Media groups and partners worldwide now for a limited time has opened its membership doors to you and yours. If you want to join a media club that matters, join SCGPW today. The Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network offers this club for a limited time to the general public. Join free of charge today. That's right. SCGPW has a limited time window that you can join free of charge. And also those members can upgrade to subscribers, thereby subscribing to the various services and benefits right there on the Club Media website. Visit www.WeSupportSelectUSATV.com. That's www.WeSupportSaletTVUSATV.com.
Ustedes están escuchando SIBN, transmitido por Salet USA TV. Síganos en Twitter @SaletUSATV o visítenos en www.41596radio.com.
Thank you so much for joining us right here at SIBN Atlanta. Closing it out. Listen, I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be uplifted. And I tell you, it's very interesting that McQueen wins 2 Oscars, Best Picture as well as Best Supporting Actress, for the young lady there that's from Africa, because African Americans really need to repair our self-concept right now. Concept and confidence. Concept is how you see yourself. And right now, despite what all the other folks are saying, throughout the country, the naysayers, the far right, African Americans are hurting right now because we already know that we have to go double for the trouble that we have to deal with. We have to go hard in the paint. We have to have a bullseye life in order to even have a scratch on the surface of the American dream. And so I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be uplifted. And I want you to stay in touch with us as we move forward. This has been SIBN Atlanta. Thank you so very much for joining us. Until next time, take care of you.
to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.